Hey YouTubers, it's another installation of Jeff Marshall guitar lessons. I did a lot of these blues lessons and stuff like that, and pretty basic stuff. And I also did a little video a while back called Superimposing Arpeggios. So I want to expand more on that, a little bit more for advanced players, and just to give you some different ideas to kind of step out of the norm, if you will. Basically, what I talked about before was actually taking a minor seventh arpeggio and superimposing that over another chord. Like, for example, in this case, I actually used the same backing track, by the way. I played this song here in B minor, and I showed a little bit about superimposing an F sharp minor 7 arpeggio over the top of it, which sounds great, and hopefully you've checked that out. If you haven't, it's in the list somewhere. But what I want to talk about today is using a different mode to kind of give you a different flavor of Dorian. That's basically what I'm playing, is B Dorian. And every now and then I slip into a mode called Dorian Sharp 4. And in the intro there, in the improvisation, I was maybe going a little bit further than I normally would, just to kind of let you hear what it would potentially sound like. But what that is it's a mode of harmonic minor, and harmonic minor is normally used for its Phrygian dominant mode, which is the 5th mode of harmonic minor, which sounds great, and it's been used a lot in a lot of Latin style of music, and also heavy metal uses it quite a bit. But the 4th mode of harmonic minor is called Dorian Sharp 4. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Dorian mode with a sharp 4, and a sharp 4 is then harmonically a flat 5, which is a blues note. So it still has this kind of quasi-bluesy quality to it, which I really dig. And it allows me to play some information from the harmonic minor scale over just a regular minor 7th chord, and just to kind of bend the ear a little bit, you know. So in this case, we're playing over a track that's in the key of B minor. And what I'm thinking here is actually F sharp harmonic minor, or harmonic minor from the 5th of that chord. That's just an easy way to get to it. B is the 4th of F sharp, and if you harmonize an F sharp harmonic minor scale, you'll get a B minor 7th chord. And in all reality, it's really close to B Dorian. B Dorian is really A, just like in the last little lesson I did. F sharp harmonic minor is a new scale, and it has its own harmony that you can kind of draw from to create some lines and get some different sounds and stuff like that. Now, the main difference here, if you go back to this other lesson, if you're familiar with this superimposing arpeggios thing here, is before what I talked about was playing an F sharp minor 7th over the B minor chord, which sounds really cool. But if I want to dip into a little bit of Dorian Sharp 4, what I would do is I would change that F sharp minor 7th arpeggio to an F sharp minor major 7 arpeggio. The reason being is because now I'm dipping into the F sharp harmonic minor scale, and if I harmonize that scale, the first chord is an F sharp minor major 7. So all you have to do is take your minor 7th arpeggio and just raise the flat 7, which in this case is E, to E sharp. Believe it or not, right? And you can see that that kind of steps out a little bit from the standard Dorian type sound, because it adds that E sharp tone, right? Now I'll show you how to play that real quick, and it's not difficult at all. Actually, it's probably maybe even be easier than the regular minor 7th arpeggio, believe it or not. At least the way I play it, it is. What you do is you take your F sharp minor 7, start with F sharp here on the A string. That's up on the 9th fret. Your F sharp minor 7th arpeggio sounds something like this. Now, this E note, that is the flat 7, just raise that up a half step, and the octave of that is here on the 13th fret. So instead of playing E, play E sharp. Now, what I notice is that I can use the exact same fingering for this. I can play the A here, which is the minor 3rd of the F sharp. So maybe I'll play the F sharp with my 1st finger. Then I usually play the A with my 3rd finger, which I suppose some people could argue I need to use my 4th finger more, maybe. With my 3rd finger here, now the 5th, and now the major 7th here. So it's a 1, flat 3, 5, major 7. Now I got the 1 again right here, so I used my third finger again here, even though it's a half step, I'll use my third finger, and that will set me up for the top part of that arpeggio. So you get this. So sometimes I'll mix it up. What I'll do is I'll go up an F sharp minor 7th over a B minor chord, and come down the F sharp minor major 7. So that sounds really cool. Really cool. Another fun thing that you might have heard in the improvisation at the beginning of this is what's found in the middle of this F sharp minor major 7 arpeggio is an augmented triad. That's part of the structure of that F sharp minor major 7. So that's a symmetrical shape. An augmented triad you can move around in major thirds. Baby. And I've developed this little line that I use all the time. It's actually pretty easy to play, and it sounds really complicated and everything, but it's really not. It's just coming from this augmented triad. You hear what that sounds like over the B minor chord. Remember, I'm playing all this over a B minor chord. All this implies B Dorian sharp 4. So here's the B minor chord. Here's that augmented triad. That's got a really cool sound to it. So I use that quite a bit too. And one final thing about Dorian sharp 4, there's a plethora of things to discover. What I would always suggest is, if you're going to get into using new scales, is to learn the harmony of the scales. In other words, take the scale and write it out and harmonize it so you realize all the chords and all the triads of it, so you understand how that scale harmonizes. And that gives you resources to draw from. Another great resource for harmonic minor, which you've heard many times, is the diminished arpeggio. So if you harmonize the F sharp harmonic minor scale, you'll get an E sharp diminished chord. E sharp diminished 7th chord. We don't call it F because it really should be E. I won't get into that, but E sharp technically, because we're in the key of F sharp. Blah blah blah. You get it. All right. So E sharp diminished. Now that comes from harmonizing an F sharp harmonic minor scale, and so I can play all my diminished E. Now you would normally play that over like a Phrygian dominant type sound, but it sounds really cool just over a regular B minor 7 chord. And it's really easy to find because it's a B. You can start it from the B. You can play just start from B and play a diminished arpeggio. So all those old Yngwie Malmsteen licks can be used in different ways. I just want to make one more note on this video, is that I did a video for my Bogner Shiva 25th anniversary, and it's in the pile somewhere if you want to check it out, but I'm actually using that, and I've had it retubed. So what you're hearing right now is me actually playing through the Bogner Shiva with EL34s as opposed to the KT88s. And I don't know if you can hear a difference or not, but I can certainly hear and feel a difference myself. So I wanted to do this video with that particular amp so you could kind of hear the tone of it. And I'll just run through a few chords here. Really great sound. I like it. I do like it better than the KT88s. It's just different. For me personally, my style, I like the AL34. So Dorian Sharp 4, give it a try. Basically, you're just playing harmonic minor from the 5th over a minor 7th chord. In this case, I'm playing over B minor 7th chord. I go to the 5th, which is F sharp, and just play F sharp harmonic minor. And you're going to get a really nice kind of ear-bending sound out of that. All right, so give it a try. Try harmonizing the scale and learning the harmony and playing some of those arpeggios over the top of that B minor chord too. All right, I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me, see what I can do. When I have time, I like to do these little videos. So thanks for stopping by. See you now.